There's something missing in modern manhood. While we've gained comfort and convenience, we've lost something essential: mental toughness. The resilience that built civilizations, the strength that overcomes adversity. I'm not here to point fingers. I'm here to have an honest conversation about why so many of us, myself included, struggle with mental weakness, and more importantly, how we can rebuild genuine strength from the inside out. On this channel, we dive deep into building better men. Today, we're tackling perhaps the most important foundation: mental toughness. Let's go. Section 1. Understanding the problem. Before we can build mental toughness, we need to understand what's eroding it, and I've identified 3 major forces working against us. First, unprecedented comfort. We live in an age where everything is optimized for convenience. Hungry? Food delivered in 30 minutes. Bored? Endless entertainment at your fingertips. Cold? Adjust your smart thermostat from your phone. This isn't just about physical comfort, it's about the absence of necessary struggle. Throughout history, men regularly face discomfort and hardship as part of daily life. These challenges naturally built resilience. Today, we have to intentionally seek out discomfort to grow. Second, conflicting messages about manhood. We're simultaneously told that traditional masculine virtues like stoicism, protection, and provision are problematic, while also being expected to embody these qualities when convenient. Scripture presents a different view. 1 Corinthians 16:13 tells us to be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. But this strength isn't about domination, it's about responsibility, courage, and self-sacrifice. Third, we've become addicted to external validation. Social media has trained us to measure our worth through likes, comments, and followers. We curate perfect online personas while our real lives and character development take a back seat. This creates men who look good but lack substance, who can talk about resilience but crumble under real pressure. As Proverbs 27:21 reminds us, the crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but people are tested by their praise. Are we seeking the right kind of approval? I've experienced all 3 of these challenges personally. After college, I found myself comfortable but weak, avoiding difficult conversations, procrastinating on important work, and spending hours seeking validation online. I looked like a man on the outside, but I knew the truth. I lacked the mental toughness to face life's real challenges. Section 2. The foundations of mental toughness. So how do we rebuild this lost mental toughness? It starts with understanding what true strength looks like. Mental toughness isn't about never feeling fear, sadness, or uncertainty. It's about how you respond to those feelings. There are 3 foundations we need to establish. First, embracing necessary discomfort. Mental toughness is built through voluntary hardship, putting yourself in challenging situations that force growth. This doesn't mean seeking suffering for its own sake. It means recognizing that growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. As James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." For me, this started with simple physical challenges: cold showers, fasting 1 day a month, and pushing through difficult workouts when my mind wanted to quit. But it expanded to harder conversations, facing fears, and taking on projects that scared me. Second, building internal validation. Men with mental toughness don't need constant approval from others because they've developed a strong sense of internal worth based on their values. Galatians 1:10 asks, "Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ." This means defining your own standards based on your faith and values, then measuring yourself against those standards, not against likes, followers, or others' opinions. Third, developing responsibility. Mental toughness is about taking full responsibility for your life and responses. It's the understanding that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you always control how you respond. Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response." That's mental toughness, finding that space, however small, and making the right choice. When I lost my job during the economic downturn, my first response was panic and blame. But I realized that focusing on things outside my control was making me weaker, not stronger. When I took responsibility for my response, updating my skills, networking intentionally, and maintaining a consistent routine, not only did I find new opportunities, but I developed a resilience that no external circumstance could shake. Section 3. Practical steps to build mental toughness. Now let's get practical. Here are 5 daily practices that will systematically build your mental toughness. 1. Discipline over motivation. Mental toughness requires doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. Establish non-negotiable daily disciplines, prayer, exercise, reading, work, and stick to them whether you feel like it or not. Timothy 1:7 reminds us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." This sound mind comes through disciplined thinking and action. Start small, just 1 or 2 consistent habits, but make them absolutely non-negotiable for 30 days. Watch how this builds your resilience muscle. 2. Emotional regulation. Mental toughness isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about managing them wisely. Practice naming your emotions without being controlled by them. When you feel anger, fear, or frustration, pause before responding. Ask, "What am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this?" What would be the wisest response? Proverbs 25:28 warns, "Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control." Your emotions are valuable, but they need governance. 3. Purposeful goal setting. Mental toughness flourishes when connected to meaningful purpose. Set goals that matter, not just for external achievement, but for becoming the man God designed you to be. Review these goals daily, connecting your present actions to your larger purpose. This creates the why that powers you through difficulties. 4. Reframing challenges. Mental toughness comes from seeing difficulties as opportunities rather than obstacles. When facing hardship, ask, "What can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger?" Romans 8:28 promises that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. This doesn't mean all things are good, but that God can use them for good in our lives, including building our character. 5. Proactive problem solving. Mental toughness means facing problems directly rather than avoiding them. Identify the most important problems in your life right now and tackle them head on. This might mean having that difficult conversation, making that hard decision, or addressing that bad habit. Each problem you face directly builds your capacity to handle greater challenges. I've personally found that combining these 5 practices creates a compound effect. Each one reinforces the others. For example, when I stick to my disciplines, practice 1, I'm better able to regulate my emotions, practice 2, which helps me stay focused on my goals, practice 3. Call to action. Building mental toughness isn't about becoming hard or unfeeling. It's about developing the inner strength to live according to your highest values, especially when it's difficult. This journey isn't easy, and it isn't quick. There will be setbacks and failures. I've had plenty. But each time you choose strength over weakness, discipline over comfort, responsibility over blame, you build that mental toughness muscle. The world needs men of true strength, not just physical strength, but the mental and spiritual fortitude to lead with wisdom, to protect what matters, to stand firm in truth, and to serve others sacrificially. If you're ready to join this journey of building mental toughness, hit subscribe and that notification bell. In the comments below, share one area where you're committed to building greater resilience. Remember, stay strong and push forward. True strength is built one choice at a time.